My name is Kennedy Lillard, and I am performing a dramatic interpretation piece for the conference tournament. Looking at the stars is like looking into the past. It's strange to think of the stars above as from a time that is so far removed from Maddie and me. From Maddie being dead. Family is everything. Family is the most primal and central motivation we have as humans. Family is what grounds us. Family is what defines us. For Sadie, her little sister Maddie is the only family she has left when their mother abandons them, and she will do anything to keep her safe and happy. But when Maddie is murdered, Sadie's grief consumes her, and the only thing that matters is getting revenge and making things right. Not only for Maddie, but also for Sadie by Courtney Summers. I am going to kill him. I am going to steal the light from his eyes. I want to watch it go out. It is no less than what he did to Maddie. It is no less than what he deserves. This blade was his once. It is mine now. I am going to carve my name into his soul. I head for the diner. Ray's. I push through the heavy glass door and fall into the 50s. Ray's looks just how it was described to me. Bobby Vinton plays on an honest God jukebox, and I stand there, absorbing the nostalgia before I make my way over to the counter. Coffee, $2. By then, I figure I paid the privilege of asking a few questions, but before I can start, I am distracted by a man and woman halfway down the bar. I can't see his face, but I can see hers. She is wasted. She can barely hold her head up. She reminds me of my mother. My mom met Keith in a bar, Joel's. She got drunk and he brought her home. I picture it sometimes, their meeting, her telling him how hard she had at raising 2 kids on her own. Keith, suddenly interested, asks their names. In my mind, she has to think about it. Then she offers us up. I remember when Maddie was born. I was so happy. I was so excited to be a big sister, I didn't even need to be sold on it. My grandmother was worried I wouldn't like the sudden division of attention, but Maddie couldn't take away what I didn't already have. Here was the promise of something. I could be her world. I knew that she would definitely be mine. Sometimes I feel made of Maddie's absence, this complete emptiness inside of me, and the only thing that quiets it is moving, is putting distance between her murderer and pushing myself closer to the promise of taking his life. I get halfway through the coffee before my stomach finally flips, and then I signal the waiter. Hi, I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions? I'm looking for someone. Have you seen this man? But I already know the answer because I heard about Ray's from Keith. He talked about this place, said it was a regular. His daughter, he did something to my sister. Look, I don't know you, but I need you to tell me where he is because I have to see it for myself. I have to. Please. If you knew what he did to my sister, you wouldn't be doing this to me. You have to let me go. Tell me where he is. Pretend I was never here. I stole Keith's switchblade the night Mom kicked him out. That night didn't end the way it was supposed to in a lot of ways. I thought I could kill him when I was half the girl I am now. Or maybe I didn't think I would kill him. Maybe I was too young to imagine something so final, so irreversible. I just needed him to be afraid of me the way I needed. The way he should be afraid of me now. When Maddie was 5 days old and I was 6, I stood over her crib and listened to her breathing, watching the rise and fall of her tiny chest. I pressed my palm against it and felt myself through her. She was breathing, alive, and I was too. When Maddie was 1 year old and I was 7, she whispered my name. I was her first word. When Maddie was 5 and I was 11, I didn't sleep for a year. That night, Keith and Mom would come home from the bar so late, him sober, her wasted, neither of them trying to be quiet. And when that sound was gone, I knew what would happen next, and I knew what would happen if I refused. If it wasn't me, he would go to Maddie unless I said, wait. Wait. Until one night, I couldn't, and that night I had the knife tucked underneath my pillow, my fingers clenched around it, and instead of doing what I should have done, I sent him to her. The next morning, Keith was gone, and the dirty shame of my weakness was all over me. When Maddie was 10 and I was 16, Mom left and took Maddie's heart with her. Every night, Maddie cried herself awake. And was it really so bad, Maddie? The two of us together? And then that postcard Mom sent from LA. It returned Maddie's heart into her hands. There, breathing, alive, and I was too. When Maddie was 13 and I was 19, Keith came back. Guess who I saw? She announced, angry, always angry for the lengths I wouldn't go for Mom, and never seeing the ones I went for her. I told him about Mom. He said it would take me till LA to find her. And I asked her who she thought raised her, because in that moment it could not have been me. When Maddie was 13 and I was 19, she crept away into the night, to the truck parked underneath the streetlight on the corner in Cold Creek, and climbed into the passenger side. I don't know what happens next. If when the apple orchard appeared on the horizon to mark the growing distance between us, she finally felt the space and tried to change her mind. If Keith would let her change her mind and dragged her kicking and screaming out of the truck and between the trees, where he had her, breathing and alive, until she wasn't, and I wasn't. I am going to kill a man. I am. I have to. I am going to kill the man who killed my sister. Looking into the stars is like looking into the past. I read about that once. I don't know much about it, but it's strange to think of the stars above as from a time that is so far removed from Maddie and me. From Maddie being dead. From the thing I am about to do. Thank you.